So, you ever do things and you're like, I am such an idiot, like Napoleon Dynamite? So, as the time for me to renew my license came up, I was cycling through the weekend. So, uh, I have 4 days where I work and then 2 days off. And I'm like, all right, well, I have to wait because the DMV isn't open on a weekend. So I have to wait till Friday opens up and then I'll go right into the DMV. And this was several weeks before, uh, it expired. So I go in there to renew my license, which would only take 15 minutes or less. Literally, that's all it takes to renew my license. So I go in there and I find out there's a big sign in front in Texas, by appointment only. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can make an appointment for today. Go in there. All right, well, the soonest appointment I could get was for July 17th, a few days after the expiration date. I'm like, all right, well, I happen to have that off anyway, so I'll just go in on my day off and get my license renewed. So, a week or so later, I go in there and go to check in less than 30 minutes beforehand, as soon as I could, because I'm responsible. And it says, you cannot check in more than 30 minutes before you're supposed to. And I'm like, what's going on? I mean, it's the 17th, today's the 17th. And the guy comes up to me and he says, that's September the 17th, not July 17th. And I'm like, oh, it's like one of those zoom outs that happen on the Twilight Zone. And I was like, no, this can't be happening. I can't go 2 months without making any income. My whole income depends on this thing. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to take tomorrow off and just make a day of it because I'm going to make this happen one way or another. So I have to take an additional day off of work, which was a Friday, and talk to the supervisor and safety guy. Yeah, you should be able to, there's a DMV in Floresville, should be able to go there and get that done. Okay, I go there before 8 o'clock. It opens at 8. I go inside. Okay, well, you're going to have to go online at 9:30. And it also said by appointment only, even though people were telling me, oh, you can just, it's walk-in, they take walk-ins. Nobody takes walk-ins. I don't, that air's over. All of them have signs, unless there's some rogue one, but they also have signs. So I wait till 9:30. I go get breakfast, and I'm like, all right. As soon as 9:30 hits, I'm on the website looking for when is the next thing. Okay, I see one. Carn City for, 12:45 or something like that. 12:50, 12:40, something like that. Or 11:40. No, 10:40, whatever. It wasn't that long in the future because it's 9:30 and I'm like, okay, I can drive to Carn City. It's 20 minutes away. By the time I get there, I'm within the 30 minutes beforehand. Okay, so I drive to Carn City and I get in there and I'm like, all right, but I'm still nervous. Like something's telling me this isn't going to work. It's too easy. And of course I go in there and we're ready to renew my license. And she says, oh, is this for a CDL? Yes, CDL. We don't do CDLs here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What in the world? So she looks on there, you clicked DL. Well, yeah, I mean, it is a driver's license, but also there was no CDL option. There was change your address, and there's ID DL or DL ID. Nothing else was available on there. So I clicked that because that was the only option I had. Well, the soonest we have is one in Universal City for Monday at 11:20. I can't go 2 more days without work. So I'm like, all right, book it anyway. At least I'll have that and I'll be able to do that. But I'm going to drive back to Floresville and see if I can get in there. I go back to Floresville, Nobody's waiting. Nobody's in the waiting room. Just two desks with not they're both occupied by an employee, not doing anything apparently. They're just sitting there at their desk. And I tell them the circumstance, and the guy's like, "Hey, you've got something for money." I'm like, "Yeah, but I can't afford to wait till Monday. I need to have this happen today so I can work through the weekend." "Well, you got to go online." I said, "I have something booked for Monday, and you can't look for stuff if you already have a booking because you can't double book." "Well, yes, you can," but he didn't want to help me at all. So he's just like, "Well, you'll just have to wait till Monday." So evidently, the people that work in Floresville are psychopaths and don't care about people. And they probably deal with people that put themselves in a position like I did, where they're in an emergency and it's everybody else's problem. I totally get that. But I really tried. I really did, you know. I'm all for taking responsibility, and this was totally something I could have avoided had I understood what the system was. Why didn't you understand what the system was, Scott? Well, everything changed in 2020, but I had already had my license renewed by then. So I wasn't aware of these changes. So anyway, I get back and I finally get my license, and they said, "All right, well, why don't you come in on your days off? You can work, or a day off and work an extra day." So I drive into work. I've got my paper ready to go to work. "We don't have a truck. Sorry, you'll be able to put in, 2 hours non-billable, and but we don't have a truck for you." And then last night, I get another note, text. "Yeah, we don't have a truck still today." So tomorrow, it'll have been full week that I haven't worked at all. And I have a designated truck tomorrow for sure. But I couldn't afford not working. But that's where I'm at. I have no idea how I'm going to pay my bills in a couple weeks. But there I am. I'm all out of worry, as you can tell by this face. I did not a whole lot over the weekend. There wasn't anything to do but wait till Monday. Yesterday, yeah. So this is the first time I'm doing anything other than cutting the grass. I did that. I think it's a technical depression, you could say. I didn't feel like depressed. I just felt completely unmotivated, and talked with a friend last night, and I guess my friend pulled me out of that depression, because this morning I woke up, I felt better, and yeah, I went and cut the grass, and now I'm doing a live, because this is the thing I want to do, but I wasn't motivated to do anything. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you, Facebook people, and maybe I'll do some other videos. I've got some videos from my childhood that I'm working on editing. So I'm going to prioritize what I'm going to work on, and hopefully the sound worked on this and everything, because I can't really test it live. So it says I've got 2 viewers but no comments. Anyway, thanks for sticking around and watching, and hope that was an interesting story. Yeah, can you imagine the horror that I faced when I thought I was going to have to wait 2 months before I gathered my thoughts and figured out a plan? Yeah, I called Jenny. I'm like, "We're done. It's over. Checkmate. There's no way to get out of this." And there always is. There's always a way out. There's always a way forward. Almost always. I mean, not for everybody, but okay. Thanks for watching. You have a good day. Bye.